Well, we got a new radio up on the bench today. It's a Zenith 4T26. Pretty interesting radio. 3 positions on this switch, and from what I can tell, it's only 2 bands, and I don't see a phono input. So, not sure why there's 3 positions. Maybe somebody's changed this switch. Not 100% here. The tuning is very smooth, but it's direct drive. You know, there's no tuning cord, so seems pretty smooth. There's a little something here on the, like a burn mark or something. I'm not sure. I may have to get a new dial for this. The side of it has got some stains on it here, you can see. I don't know if somebody tried putting something on here, like Howard's or something. I'm not sure what's going on here with this. The other side of it, you know, I mean, I think this was made in 1936. And it doesn't look like it was a high dollar radio to begin with. Might have been a lower price point for Zenith, I'm not sure. It doesn't look all that fancy. It is cool looking though. I do like it. Let's see if we can get a look at the top here for you. So the top looks like somebody had a plant on it, right? All good radios have paint on them or have water stains from a plant. So, yeah. And I was kind of messing around with it, and I had that speaker unplugged. Just kind of checking it out, looking at stuff. Pretty interesting. It's got a electromagnetic speaker with the transformer up here with the connector, so you can pull the chassis out and leave the speaker in place. I'm not sure how that's going to play out for us as far as working on the radio here. Long wire antenna, old school, old wire. It's pretty chewed up. This is going to have to be replaced. I'd like to get some braided wire to replace it with though. That would be awful nice. I don't know if this radio ever had a back to it, but I see some looks like possibly some nails were in it at one time, maybe. I don't know if there was a back on this at all. It could be not. The pictures I found on the internet show it without a back. So I'm going to take it out and look at some stuff before I plug it in to see if it works. I want to make sure there's nothing shorted, that the transformer's okay. You know, I'm just going to do some resistance checks, I think, before I plug it in and maybe change the electrolytics. I'm sure they're bad. I don't know if anybody's ever been in this before, so I'll get the chassis out and then we'll come back and take a look. And it looks like the chassis, I haven't looked, but it's probably screwed in from the bottom. Yeah, four bolts. So I have to get my ratchet set out. It even looks like maybe 3/8. And the Zenith sticker still on it, model 4T26. And it's also printed up here at the top. 4T26. Oh, you can't. I'm pointing at something you can't see. Try and come down on that so that the light isn't so. Yeah, you can see it there printed. Model 4T26. Okay, we'll be back. Well, I got the chassis out of the Zenith 4T26. Somebody's done some work to it. And it looks like at maybe a couple of different dates they did work on it. I I'm not super familiar with the dates they use these, but these are old. These are pretty old. And these guys don't look like they belong in here. But also you got crap like this with these old waxies and a big tie point floating out in the middle of nowhere right here, and then a huge glob of solder here where these two guys are connected to the chassis. So I'm not sure when this was worked on. I'm looking at this where the power cord comes in. I'm not liking that. I think I have some more of these brand new. I don't like that. But overall it looks okay. I still don't know why there's 3 positions to this wafer switch if it was supposed to be like that, because this does look original from this solder joint right here. It appears to be original, but I could be wrong. Overall, not too bad. I did find the dial cover. That does not look right. Somebody's hacked on that for some reason. I don't know why. It looked like it was okay in the radio. I mean, it didn't look horrible, but it sure is not right, in my opinion. I'm probably going to have to get another one of these, and I looked, and they're pretty expensive. So, and this is damaged here too. It's not cracked, but there's a pretty good scratch in it right there. I might let that go because the originality of it. They do somebody's repopping these dial faces. And also when I decided to remove the radio or the speaker out of the radio, and somebody's repaired it. And I looked on the backside where this big paper patch is. It looks like they used rubber cement, which I favor over the watered down Elmer's. That Elmer's gets so hard, but where that patch is, it looks to me as though when they were working on the radio, see, it looks to me as though it's, let's see if we can, looks like it got cut. That looks like a cut to me. I'm trying to get the light in there. Maybe if I can point down on it, we can see it a little bit better. Yeah, it's hard to get the light in there correctly for you to see it. Yeah, you can look at it there. It look like that looks like a cut. Somehow it got cut. Two places there. The other holes, this one they really gobbed a bunch on. I don't know if you can see it very well, but they really gobbed a bunch in there, a bunch of that rubber cement. But it's on the outside edge where it flexes. It doesn't really need to move up and down, but it does need to let this cone move. It does need to let this cone move. But if we listen real close, I'm not sure how this speaker is going to sound. But we'll deal with it nonetheless. Hopefully it sounds good. If it doesn't, then I got to figure out something, and I'm not sure what it will be. This is where the original electrolytics were. It was a can. Supposedly, according to the schematic, I downloaded the schematic. According to the schematic, there's supposed to be 3 electrolytic capacitors in this radio. I can't remember the numbers. I think it was a 2, a 4, and a 6. And I only see 2 electrolytics. This one here is a .004, and I've never seen a condenser like that that's not covered in wax and with an open end like this that kind of looks like a electrolytic, but .004. Never seen one that small before. So I've looked around in here and I can't find the third electrolytic that they installed. It's supposed to be a 2 microfarad electrolytic. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. So I know there was a couple of generations of these, but the schematic from the writers has a serial number break, and above 243, this is 246 or 2443 something, but this is a 246, so it's above the serial number break for what the schematic is supposed to represent. So I'm not 100% sure. And I believe that these two that are covered, let's see if I can get a better look at that for you. I believe that these two are resistors that are covered for some reason. They look like big dog bone resistors. And since I can't read what they're supposed to be, I'm going to have to look on the parts thing and trust that the parts list is correct on these. This one could be, I believe it's a resistor though, from looking at the end of it. Looking at the end of it through what I can see of it through there. I think it's a big dog bone resistor. I'm not sure why they have these covers on them. It might be wire wound resistors. I'm not sure. So, a lot of questions yet. I haven't dug into too much with the ohm meter and check stuff. I just been looking at it and doing some studying. I want to get a layout of it and how it's laid. The number one thing I love about this radio, no rubber wiring. It's all cloth covered wire. All cloth covered wire other than the power cord itself, which is not in that bad a shape, but I think I am going to change it anyway and put a polarized plug on it. Alright, we'll be back when there's something more exciting to see, and if I come across something important, I will cover it. So I've been troubleshooting the Zenith 4T26. It plays, but it draws a lot of amperage and the wattage. The cabinet's got a sticker on the bottom that says 40 watts, and my little watt meter over there on the dim bulb tester says it's drawing just about 50 watts and about a half an amp. So that seems awful high to me. It plays and it doesn't make a bunch of noise. The volume control is wrong. I troubleshot that, and it's supposed to be a 3K volume control, and I believe this is a 5K volume control, which is in the RF section of the radio. So I got a hold of Mark Oppett, and he actually had the proper volume control for this radio with the on-off switch on it. So I got that installed in the radio already, and he had a 6P7 tube, which is not a very common tube. He had one in stock. He sent it to me, and I checked the 6P7 tube that was in it, which is in the tester right now, and the short light came on before. And I've got two of these testers, and I generally don't use this one because this one's got I don't know why I don't use this one more. I like this one better now, but the other one, pardon me, the other one, the neon bulb that came with it was broken, so I had to put a newer neon bulb in it. And I've always had my doubts about that neon bulb being correct for that tube tester. This one's got the original neon bulb in it for the short. So that neon bulb came on, and I thought maybe it was the tester because it has the wrong neon bulb in it. I don't know. So I got this one out and checked it, and it did the same thing. But the short light doesn't come on until, well, I'm going to show you. So I've got it set up correctly. Let's just check the line adjust here real quick, make sure it's correct. That's close enough. So this is supposed to be on 3. SEL's on 3. So I'll turn the lights off, and you can see the short light's on. when I turn the lights off. So the short light is on, and I believe it is element there. Number 5 is shorted. Well, now I've got the new 6-piece 7 tube in the tester. It's been on for a few minutes warming up. We'll turn the light off. The test light's not on. The short light, I mean, is not on. So this tube, that other tube that came with the radio, that came in the radio, is definitely shorted. Now, how much it's shorted, I don't know. I don't remember if I ever pushed the merit button, but supposedly, according to the instructions on this, if the short light is on, then you're not supposed to push the merit button because it can damage the transformer. So, or damage the machine somehow, and I'm not going to push that if the short light's on. What's funny to me is, though, that the radio played and didn't make a bunch of noises, but it drew too many amps. So I have my doubts that this tube is the problem, but I'm gonna try it. Like I said, I've already got the correct speaker control installed. I'm gonna put the new 6-piece 7 tube into it. I'm not gonna put the shielding on them because I think I gotta pull them back out for some reason. I can't remember, but there's a reason why I need to pull them back out. And I just want to test the amp draw anyway, so it doesn't matter if the shields are on them or not. It might just be a little bit noisy. You know, the reception, which is kind of noisy here in my work area anyway. And I've done quite a bit of time trying to figure out where all that noise is coming from. And I've shut all the breakers off except for the septic and this workbench circuit, and the noise is still there, especially really loud around the 1000 area. Some of it does go away, but not all of it. I mean, it's still pretty bad. So no matter what I do, I can't really get rid of that noise. And I've taken my little portable radio outside, and around 1000, it is still pretty noisy around the 1000 on the AM dial. So I'm not sure if it's something local or if maybe the transformer on the pole is messed up. I'm not sure what's going on. Something's unshielded in my neighborhood here where I live, or out, you know, where I live. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I know the guy across the street's got a pretty big shop, and I don't know if he has a rotary converter for 3-phase or not. And I don't know if that would be the cause of the AM noise anyway. I've never been around a rotary converter with an AM radio before. You know, I've been around, you know, the rotary converters, you know, for 3-phase, for running welders and milling machines and the such, you know, for heavy machining equipment. I know they do make a lot of, you know, physical noise, and generally they have an electric motor in them running, but I don't know how much RF noise they make. So I'm not sure. He may have one over there, but I'm quite a ways away from it. I wouldn't think. I don't know. So it is what it is here in my work area. So, all right, we'll get back on this. I'll get that tube installed in the radio chassis, and we'll get it back up here on the bench. It's behind the tube tester here on its side. And I will come back and show you what the result is of the new tube installed. And hopefully the amp draw is a lot lower. So we'll see you then.